Hey guys, what's going on? It is a Friday, and had a meeting last night with some of my business partners down in Fort Myers. Very good room last night. We actually got to hear from the Buckaloos, who are brand new. Their second month after platinum qualification. They went platinum 2 months ago. That just basically means they hit the 7,500 point bracket on the scale. I think they shared it. They were making a few $1,000s a month consistently, almost to the point where Joy won't have to work anymore. But it got me thinking a lot, and a conversation that I had with Roxy this morning, where she said something about a Larry Winters quote from Larry being in Chicago this past week. She said that Larry told everybody, one drowning person can't save another drowning person, and I've quoted that statement so many times myself, and never really listened to the words. And I was thinking back. Everybody's always asked, what happened when the team went platinum? What was different? What happened? And that honestly sums everything up. It wasn't an every man for himself. It wasn't a we're going to do whatever the heck we want and not be unified, but it was nobody's going to try to help another drowning person. We just found enough of the right people to work with that wanted something to happen, that made things work, that made things happen. So we never had to help anybody fix themselves. We never had to make things perfectly right. I look at the environment now, and it's like we have way better people now, and I'm like, why aren't we succeeding? And here's probably the number one reason. Because we have so many self-righteous people that are trying to help everybody else live perfect lives. They're trying to make sure that everybody's living up to the expectation that they have. They're trying to make sure that you have a perfect business in place. You make the perfect contact. That the relationships are perfect. That how you make the sale is perfect. That how the meeting is perfect. That that how people walk into the meeting is perfect. You have the perfect prospect. That and everybody's trying to make everything so perfect, and they're forgetting just to keep the right attitude and follow some proper guided action, and that's actually how you win. You don't win by things being perfect. As a matter of fact, I probably had way more things wrong with my life back then. As messed up as everything is with my life right now, I had way more things messed up back then than I do now. And nobody judged me. There was nobody that was put me down. It's like we all pulled for each other. We all knew that we were going through our own fights and battles and struggles. And we also didn't let any of those fights and battles and struggles hold us back. There wasn't anybody, nobody back then said, well, the devil's keeping me down, this is happening now, that's happening now. It's like we all expected that. We all knew something like that was going to happen anyways, so we just pushed right through it. But we had a group of men and women who actually wanted to succeed at a higher level. They wanted their futures faster than people do now, and that's why we succeeded. Nothing else. There's no other secret or tip behind it. There's no other, it's not that we were better. We were more ignorant back then. We knew less about the business back then than we do now, and it's like you figure if we know more about the business now, why aren't you succeeding more? Because it has nothing to do with knowing more about the business. It has everything to do with keeping proper action and a proper attitude while you're going through it. And man, it was cool because I got to on a trip this past weekend with some guys up in the mountains, and it was guys that decided to make it. There's nobody got put down. There's no guilt or condemnation for anybody who didn't make it there. But there's so many people that are still so old school minded that they think that we're trying to guilt them or condemn them because they didn't go on a trip. It's like, no, we wanted people who just wanted to be there. Nobody talked about anybody who wasn't there, outside of the fact there's a couple guys that mentioned, man, I really wish this guy was here. I'd love to hang out with him. But it wasn't like, I can't believe this guy didn't show up. There was none of that. And we didn't have any of that back in the day either. The bigger team we were a part of used to do that, but we never did that back in the day. We were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you didn't do that. I can't believe you didn't do that. No, it's like, hey, we all knew we were going to fall short. We all knew that we weren't going to be perfect. And now I look across the whole organization, and that's all I see. It's division, disunity of people that are against each other, that don't like each other because this person likes that person likes this person's siding with this person. There was no taking sides back then. Everybody had their own goals and dreams that they were after. Everybody had things that they wanted to accomplish back then, and that's why we did it. We had one big team vision, and that was being part of Greg and Jackie's Diamond Ship, and then nothing was going to stop us and nothing was going to get in the way. And you look at everybody now, and it's like you have teams that can't even pull 1,000 points together because they're so divided at the 1,000-point level. People don't get in this business to have more problems. People get in this business because they have problems, and this business is a solution. The problem is so many people create problems in the business. So many people allow problems to run their life and run their business. So many people let the problems and the situations guide their judgment instead of letting their dreams and their goals and what they want guide their judgment. And that's the difference between now and then. Back then, we didn't let any of that crap get in our way. It was happening. It was happening. It was happening more, because we were by ourselves. We didn't have anybody helping us out, And as I sit here, I'm down in Florida, and I remember one of the main reasons I came down here was because of a complete lack of appreciation and a constant judgment from so many different people, expecting me to be this most self-righteous person, expecting me to be perfect. Actually, they just wanted me to be perfect, and I couldn't mess up at all. And here I am for the past couple of weeks. I've been trying to figure out, how can I get back up? How can I make money work so I can get back up to Chicago to help other people? And then I realized that the majority of people up there don't want to be helped. The majority of people up there not only don't want to be helped, they don't think that they can be helped. They don't think that I can help them. They don't even want to grow the business. They're just hanging around because of sheer stubbornness. And I wish people would stop for a second and remember exactly why they got in business. And I wish they'd remember that, we've all fallen short. We've all done things that we're not proud of. We've all done things that have hurt us, that, not necessarily hurt other people. People take things so personally nowadays. You do something in your life and they take it so personally, like you killed their life. It doesn't make any sense. So much more emotional instability nowadays. And I think it's because there's a lack of people seeking out the truth in their life. But, it was so cool having that conversation with Roxy this morning through text message. And one simple statement she said. It's like, this is why you always go everywhere you possibly can. You never know what you're going to hear or when you need to hear it. I've heard that. I've said that so many times. And here's where it applies to me. I'm trying to figure out right now how to make the money and time work so that I can make a trip all the way up to Chicago just to give myself away again. Yet to the majority of people who won't even care about it and will take it completely for granted. And it's like here's why we succeeded back then. Because we were all drowning people, and we weren't trying to save each other. We were trying to save ourselves, put ourselves in a better position, and we all stuck behind a bigger vision, a bigger goal of what we were trying to accomplish. It would be awesome if once again we could get people that understand that you guys are all drowning in different areas of your life, and by focusing on everybody else's problems, everybody else's issues, it's not going to help you. It's not going to help the situation. All it's going to do is make you drown more to a point where you might not come back up above the water again. So I'm looking forward to really getting my focus. I'm not going to stress out about trying to help anybody. I'm going back to the mentality that we had before, where it's like I will only help the people who actually seek it out and who want it, and who will put themselves through whatever discomfort they need to seek that help, to have that camaraderie and that brotherhood and that friendship and that fellowship. And anybody else outside of that, those are the people that we let fall to the wayside, because those are the people we can't help. Leadership isn't stopping to help every single person you possibly can just because you love them so much. You love everybody. Leadership is leading those people who want to be led. So, man, it's cool seeing different ways or hearing different things that really kind of click in your head at different stages of business. And that's why I want to thank, Joe Bargell, Curtis Potter, John Rage, Pete Sanz-Navarra, just for their conversation this past week, and Joe Anklam, Ben Thompson. Me and Ben Thompson hanging out in the hammocks on the edge of the cliff, just talking about stuff that really matters. These are people I appreciate in my life, and these are people who are seeking out, wanting to grow, and they're not getting hung up with all the negative details, with all the bull crap that's going on in their life or anybody else's life. So I appreciate you guys all, and I will see you all at the top.